But you want to know who ain't got no problem with property? But he keep
Oh.
flipping over, and I ain't talking about in aerobics. Tiger
Mm-mm.
Woods, Tiger MF Woods. Okay, Tiger has been in the news for one being in a bad accident, right? And then a couple of days later, I think his PR people had to get ahead of something because we were like, wait a minute, what? That's all they know. That's all they know. Next to find out that he was in a accident as a driver's under the influence individual. Now, I had so many ways, so many things I wanted to go with this, but I wanted to keep it civil and keep it unbiased, I should say. But what do you guys think about that? You know what I'm saying? Celebrities, especially being worth $1.3 billion. What do you guys
Oh, those green jackets, man. Those green jackets made them rich.
Of course. And green jackets made everybody who wear them rich. But what is your take though about, the responsibility of driving and then being that rich where you really still driving?
So he got money. That man don't have to drive anymore in his life. But to truly get behind the wheel of a car when you know somebody else, you could call people. Hell, he probably has people on hand. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's got people I know that work for him that could always be a DD. He's always got a DD on hand. If you're gonna day drink or whatever time of day it was, you should be at least smart enough, especially if you can, afford it. What's that?
This happened during the daytime?
Oh, I heard about it during the daytime, so I'm making that assumption, but I don't remember when the accident happened. But I do remember PR came in very quickly. I don't want to say brush it under the rug.
No. They would never do that.
But seemed like they tried to get a handle on it pretty quick because I could have sworn somebody close to me was like, yeah, I think he got arrested. I was like, he got arrested? What? Now, I don't know that for sure. That's what he
he got a mugshot. Brother got a mugshot.
No, okay. All right. That's what I thought. I was like, what is this man doing out here playing these little games? You know what I mean? Well, come on.
Not the right ones.
You're too rich to be playing these games. Pay somebody to be your driver, dude.
Yeah. He thought he was above the law, probably. That's what most of these rich people get. After a while, they start to develop a complex of thinking, oh, they're going to know who I am. They're like Justin Timberlake. There was just some video released of Justin Timberlake. He got pulled over, too, for drunk driving. And didn't even know who he was at first, right? He had the radio in, like, who the fuck is this guy? Anyway,
Good. Humble them real quick. No, I don't know who you are. Let me see your driver's license.
Yeah, I see all types of videos on YouTube of these, even if it's just like an elite, like governor or a mayor or a city council member, they all think they're above the law. But you were right, Bobby. First thing I thought was, where was his driver at? All these guys who I see driving around the Brentwood areas and whatnot, they're very seldomly. I don't see the actors driving their cars. I see the doctors and the lawyers and all them driving their fancy cars. But I assume that it's those special vehicles that most of the celebrities are in, right? Those big freaking SUVs that I always see driving 10 miles underneath the speed limit. Anyways, yeah, like where was his driver at, man? They're supposed to have designated drivers. Maybe he was going to pick up a girl. Because that's what he's normally known for, right? In the news, he's normally known for the.
Oh man,
he's a promiscuous man, Maybe he had a couple drinks. He's like, man, let me go hit the strip real quick, see if I can find anything nice to take home to the place and act like a wife. And who knows, right? Who knows? Tiger Woods. He's old.
Tiger Wood, y'all. Tiger Wood. Let me just say this.
Say it.
You guys are 100% right. When you have that type of money, you have the type of, I don't even want to call it just money, right? Access. You have access. You're worth $1.3 billion, right? All that will be taken away. God forbid you crash into somebody and took somebody's life, right? And I'm not saying that a life has a value on certain people, but let's just say you crash into a judge, right? And that judge has a wife that's a lawyer, and that judge dies, and that lawyer knows every extent of the law. Tiger Woods, you probably will be sued down to a piece of wood, because here's the problem. You know what I'm saying? I think that millionaires and billionaires who be able to learn how to obtain that much money, it's a rule of discipline. We said it in the beginning, right? You got to be disciplined, but also you got to have common freaking sense, bro. You got millions of dollars. Why are you drinking and driving? Like, you got millions of dollars.
Resources at your fingertips.
That's why he's drinking and driving.
DD. And for those who don't know what DD means, that's designated driver, right? Because for a person who was a child prodigy, I'm looking at some of the things that I pulled up. But you got to be stupid for you to be worth $1.3 billion and you driving drunk. Okay.
It's not going to cost him that much. She didn't get in no car accident, did he?
No, but the fact is,
he's going to go to court, pay a fine. Get in his car and drive home.
But this ain't his first time. He broke his leg on the last one in 2022. Okay.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear about that one. Oh, yeah, he probably loses his license.
Great press.
This isn't about what
down, so nobody can see it.
You get 10 points on your record. Once those 10 points are gone, you lose your license. So that's for anyone.
This ain't even about what happened at the crash. It's about what could have happened, because a lot of times we see these drunk drivers get behind the wheel and those jerks survive the crash while somebody else who was innocent ends up passing away. You know what I mean? That's not fair.
It's not
at all.
Nope.
It's not.
We see that time and time again.
Right.
So yeah, I feel like you guys do about Tiger Woods. You know, it's upsetting that, you know, people with wealth think that they could get away with stuff. It's even more upsetting to think of people who drink and drive in multiple cases. You know, it's just a part of life sometimes for some people, but there are the consequences. And I have been very fortunate to have not been someone who caused an accident and caused my life or someone else's life to end, you know, or even, you know, get like a damage to a vehicle that makes someone have to pay for their vehicle, right? So I've been blessed, I guess, if you call it that, or fortunate, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, if you get drunk driving, man, you should pay some consequences for that. Now, personally, for me, I hope I'm in the area with Tiger Woods driving drunk and he does hit me, because the payout on that, oh my, and I'm taking all of his money. I'm gonna have Tiger Woods money, literally.
Well, I pray that you live.
Just kidding.
You just said, you know.
That's my cynical opinion on life sometimes, you know, like, yeah, I got a truck. I might survive that.
Yeah, I just pray that you live, brother, because you know what I'm saying? This dude, clearly, this is his third accident driving under the influence and getting away. Yet he's still able to go out on that court, that golf course, and perform.